Welcome, everyone, to the Tethys Shipyards. I am Takeshi Yamato, the Yardmaster, joining our host, the Housecoat Gamer.
Yo.
I'm right behind you.
Today, we're taking a look at the Juggernaught assault vehicle. Also, first identified by a Lego set way back in the day as the clone turbo tank.
What are we gonna do,
I would
sir?
like to shoot the person responsible for that.
Yeah. My guess is my guess is there were a bunch of names that were coming up for that, and someone decided, "Ooh, let's call it a tank. We'll sell lots of Lego sets." Someone at Lego decided, "Ooh, let's call it a tank. We can sell lots of sets by calling it a tank."
Because, fully admitting, tanks are cool.
That
Regardless,
said, this is not a tank.
it is, however, an armored assault vehicle, or probably more closer to an infantry fighting vehicle, because it fulfills much the same job as the M2 Bradley. There are two models of this vehicle. There are two models of this gigantic vehicle. One is the A5 model. The other is the gigantic A6 that we see in Episode 3 with giant missile launchers.
Right. I think that model is also the one that you see in Battlefront, in the modern Battlefront 2, on the Kashyyyk level, where where the clones are defending a landed Venator, and the Separatists are trying to get to it to blow it up.
Regardless, these vehicles were actually adopted into Republic service for, funnily enough, one of the few things Star Wars actually acknowledges when it comes to their stupidity. Walkers suck. Why? Well, it's something that was actually acknowledged. Ground pressure. You see, there's a reason tanks are tanks with wide and long treads. It evenly distributes all the weight that a tank has across a larger surface. A walker, well,
Yeah.
all that weight is concentrated in 2 to 6 locations. Which is why we don't see too many walkers on Kashyyyk. In fact, that's why we start seeing Juggernaughts during the war. That said, the unfortunate truth is, someone decided to be stupid, and, well, wheeled vehicles started becoming less prominent. 3 guesses who was responsible for this idiocy.
Starts with P, ends in Y, and there's the name of a mountain chain in between.
Actually, I was going to go, has the rank of Grand Moff, is an idiot, and died on the Death Star.
Oh.
The Tarkin doctrine is just hilariously flawed. Though not for the reasons you might think. After all, fear of power is one thing. Fear of power without proving it is another. There's a reason everybody was afraid of Darth Vader, but not of, well, Tarkin.
Yeah. I mean, seriously. Vader was, well, in episode 4, he was the frightening middle manager who could choke you to death from a distance. And in episode 5, he was still mostly that kind of thing. In Rogue One, they showed off his sword fighting chops nicely. And in Ripples, the guy was a freaking force of nature.
It's easy to fear Vader, because you know you can't stop him. It's difficult to fear a Star Destroyer if you look at it and go, it looks pretty scary, but there's a lot of weaknesses.
Yeah.
That's kind of why walkers are a thing. They look cool, they're intimidating, but the only real use an AT-AT has is high elevation. Which is kind of why it and its ilk did not see much Republic use and were effectively replaced by these things and other tracked vehicles. And before anyone in the comments decides to be stupid, yes, the Republic did use the AT-AT.
A crude model of same, I would assume.
Oh, there's a good reason the one... I presume you've noticed the similarities between the A5 Juggernaught and the AT-AT's main hull.
Fair enough.
Yeah, they basically went, okay, this is good, but what if we put it on legs?
Yeah. Of course, those legs do have problems.
Yes, the same problems all walkers have. That said, the larger model did see some popularity, mostly because of its, shall we say, oversized armament.
Yeah.
It has missile launchers out the rear end.
Yeah.
So this is probably the most effective weapon the Republic had that wasn't a true tank.
Even if it was called one.
Yeah, I blame that on the ignorance of people not knowing what the armor classifications.
Yep.
That doesn't change this thing from being completely, totally awesome.
Yeah. So let's stat this. Bad boy.
Unit destroyed.
The Juggernaut has an entered service date of 20 BBY. And it has comms 5, computers 5, engine 6, sensors 5, structure 7, weapons 6. For department modifiers, it has 1 point in con, 1 point in security, and 2 points in engineering. It's a scale 2 vehicle with resistance 4, armor power 3, and armor 3. It has laser cannons and concussion missiles, and it has a blade of armor and rugged design. And for descriptor traits, Galactic Republic ground vehicle.
This poor thing. Undermined by an idiot.
Yeah. And the AT-AT putting it on those legs are weakness. The giant legs of the AT-AT are weakness not just because of the wear and tear, are weakness because they are so long. One well-placed shot to the knee with blasters, ion cannons, missiles, heck, even a lightsaber. And that thing is... And suddenly you're going from from perfectly balanced on 4 legs to imbalanced on 3.
And there's nothing more unstable than a tripod.
Especially a tripod that has been converted from a quadruped.
And now we get to the fun part, my most favorite Republic vehicle, which is technically an aircraft. Bye-bye.